So usually, last time that I did an intro with Monty, I talked about foreskin, and I told people that if they subscribe to the channel, they will get their foreskin back.
Who was this, by the way? Who was this?
With Monty.
Monty. Oh yeah. Okay.
Because he's from the US, you know, and they have a trauma with this. So let's start.
All right.
Hey guys, welcome in this new video that is gonna be very nice. I have with me right now Bleusomme. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Zev. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It's time that we find something to tell you guys to stay until the end of the videos. The story number 4 is gonna literally, you're gonna love it. So stay until the end of the video, even though we didn't record that story yet, but I know it's gonna be amazing. So, do you want to start?
What, do you want me to start your show? Like, hey,
no.
This is Bleusomme here.
It's not. No.
Wait, we actually started it? I thought it was gonna be.
I've been recorded for 5 minutes already. Everything you said.
Better. I thought we were practicing.
Fuck it, we both. Like people, they want to hear the crusty stories. They don't care about the intro. And I already lied. I said the fourth story would be cool, but I didn't. We didn't even talk about the fourth story. As a matter of fact, there might be only 2. Who knows?
I don't know. I was when I came in here, I wasn't thinking about like those stories that I was gonna potentially tell. Like it might it might just come out of conversation. So like the best case scenario is that we get more stories from just talking about other stories.
I was live. I was playing VR chat, and I invited you, and then literally no context. Imagine Bleusomme there, and we talk, and then Bleusomme is like,
I will tell that story.
You need to tell the story.
I was in the chat room. Zav was streaming, and I was gonna check in. And you know how like something happens, but the pre-context to something kind of vanishes after the more important thing happens. That's kind of what happened with this story that I was telling about me being on the beach, because suddenly that was the talk and the topic of everything all at once. Because Zav couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was going to talk about it, and nobody else was believing that it was happening. Nor that
you said you wouldn't want to talk. You said like, no, I don't want to talk about it yet. I need to keep that story for later.
No, but because I spilled the jellyfish. Oop, I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, I swallowed a jellyfish when I was younger.
But wait. You didn't say you swallowed it. You said you literally ate it. Oh no, wait, swallow is without crunching on it, right? Without munching on it.
I didn't chew it. This was like a full head tilt back swallow. This was the unhinged, just like. Well, let me ask you something. What's the weirdest thing you ever ate?
You know what, Bleusomme? I feel like I am French, so that's kind of biased, because a lot of people, like, I'm going to tell them I ate oysters, and they're going to be like, oysters.
It's not whether you're biased or not. Dude, some people eat bull's testicles, okay?
Yeah,
so
for me,
you've probably eaten less.
For me, oysters is like, okay. It's like, no problem. Like, snails? Yeah, all right. But for some people, it's like, oh my God, I ate snails. This was the most amazing experience in my life.
I've never thought about doing that to snails.
Yeah, with the shell, you're just like...
Do you know who also ate rocks?
Batman?
Patrick Star.
Yeah?
He ate rocks.
And
he lives under one too.
Because he's a star. He's a starfish, so that's why.
Yeah. Also, starfish don't do that in real life.
You guys should subscribe if you like the video so far. You can go with your story.
Yeah, here, listen here, you. These stories aren't free. They cost a subscription.
And the subscription is free. So then the stories are in fact free, but shh. But you're gonna tell another story.
I'll tell another story.
Yeah, so we are waiting then. Subscribe. There we go. We're waiting. We're literally waiting.
So for this story, I was a really young kid. We went to a restaurant, and I was bored. A child usually is. What a big world for a child to get so bored in, to get so
in a restaurant,
impatient because of sitting around. And with it led a very good question in my own head. Should I stand up and start going places? At the time, I used to say hello to a lot of people. I said hi, I looked at people, and people thought I was cute because I was a child. And I eventually said hi to hello to a waitress. She was giving out water. I asked her if I could help, and she said yes. I eventually was taking water and sending it to people's tables, and people loved it so much that they were tipping me actual money for my performance.
Oh
And
my god.
I came out with like $50 in
50.
total.
So that's you paid the meal.
Did you subscribe yet?
They subscribe,
do I
yes.
get to tell?
Everyone is subscribed
Did
now.
I tell that story? Do I get to tell that story now?
But you literally told the story already.
That's true. Do you want to tell a story?
I will just go with what we were saying, like unsupervised internet access and stuff like that. And I guess I will tell the story on how I joined the fandom, because that's a nice story. And it's just
Good idea.
yeah, it just like so I to go off on what you just said, I mean to go back to what you just said, not go off on it.
I didn't know it was this.
You didn't notice anything. So my parents, they had like a password on the PC, because I had the computer in my room, but they had a password. So whenever I wanted to use it, I'll be like, Mom, I cleaned my room, come put the password. But I was a smart kid. I knew that on Windows, if you type some commands on CMD, you could get the password. So I got the password eventually, right? Back in that time, I could not go on the PC whenever I wanted, because it's back in the days where my computer was made of spare parts so I built it myself, but it was made of spare parts that I found in the trash. So like it was so loud, literally a microwave every time you turn it on. So it was just when my parents were not there that I was roaming on the internet. And then later, I was a really bored kid in summer, and I don't know why, but I set myself a goal to write a story that ended up being like a 150 pages kind of story, and it was about animals, because I really liked anthropomorphic animals. I didn't know what it was, but I really liked it, and so I wrote this whole story about anthropomorphic animals. And I ended up finding a forum that was actually a furry forum, but I didn't do it back in the day. And when I shared the story, people started talking to me, and then on Skype, and then Telegram, and then here we are here 10 years later now, a furry, like the worst furry that exists. Literally, yes, I am a fox. I have a fursuit, and I am a streamer.
Okay. You're not a dog, okay?
That's true.
You're not a dog.
At least, yeah, I'm not a wolf or a husky or what you
You're
are.
not a wolf. You're not a husky. You're not a wusky.
Oh my god, there is so many wuskies.
You're not a wusky. What I could claim to be some of, if not, I'd love to see something different, Just a little constructive feedback, the sky's the limit. You could always choose something that's not a wolf or a husky. I love media. I'm a big fan of it. And I've binged a lot of it. My life is behind this whole thing, Every character that is voiced, or any cartoon that's ever been shown to me, has been animal cartoons. And that's not even what got me into the fandom. Surely enough that there was already a lot of ammunition to kind of back up the feeling, or why I claimed why I wanted to be a furry, or
like Patrick the Star,
why I had to be one. But I'll get to that in a second. What it is about foxes, though, is that they've been shown in a lot of different spotlights.
True.
Fantastic Mr. Fox as a movie is a really interesting one that talks a lot about the nature of how he cannot change. There's a lot of stuff about the Robin Hood movie for Disney, and how that fox is portrayed. And not even that, we even have more of the nature behind Zootopia, and how their nature as a fox also comes in handy, but also a lot of their nature and their realism. And the realism, this, going beyond their slyness to show humanity by helping out another, especially a prey in that scenario. These fox characters are actually really, really cool and really interesting. I have not seen a single film a lot about a wolf that seems any different, besides being like a punchline of a joke, or about being a dog, or having the nature of a wolf who howls. It's all been pretty similar.
Yeah, there is one movie that, like the Balto movie,
Oh god, Balto. I never watched Balto. I know that's where dog furries come from.
Yeah, because Balto in this exact movie is like not just a dog being a dog, like in The Secret Life of Pets, or Like even Volt, the movie Volt is just like a dog being a dog and discovering
Volt.
what is it to be a dog.
Yeah, at least that movie had something about him finding out about who he actually is.
Yeah, a dog finding out he's a dog.
That's like at least the most interesting thing, and it's still him being about a dog.
Yeah.
Like the Foxes win in that scenario about who's better. If there has to be a who's better kind of, title. I could talk a little bit about, the journey that brought me to this actual avatar. That's a big story. I think eccentric characters have been a really important part of my life because never once had I ever picked something that was commonly, seen as common. And the closest one that could have ever been was the deer, but even then that didn't last very long. I think eccentric characters have been a really important part of my life because never once had I ever picked something that was commonly, seen as common. And the closest one that could have ever been was the deer, but even then that didn't last very long because initially my stardom into the fandom did not go through starting with furry stuff. I used to be in the Brony fandom because television for the time for My Little Pony series season 4 was good and it was fun. And for a cartoon show about multicolored weirdos who talk seem to have a lot of cool personalities to them and stuff, and that was great. But once that show ended, I was already kind of picking a path and had already gone to my first convention with no other than my father, believe it or not, which he thought was really cool. Over time I was I wasn't doing very well. I didn't really have a lot of options, and the first way I even found a convention was actually through Omegle initially. Rip Omegle.
Rip Omegle.
But I mean, hey, you at least have VR chat Omegle. And when people find that out, those cocks are gonna be spiraling out there. Holy hell. Eventually, when I found it, troublesome to wake up sometimes, and this was real. COVID happened, and COVID is the greatest thing that happened to me because not only did it give me money to afford a computer, not only did it give me the capability of getting onto VR chat as well, because I was already starting. I had this crummy laptop that I used to use that could barely hold itself up together, and my gosh, it was dying. And then I got this computer, I had VR, and down went this line of cool and unique characters, all the way starting back from this one character that was like a winged character, really old. Wicker Beast, the proto-gen, when it was still pretty unique at the time. Yeah, the deer, as previously mentioned, the tropical crew, which was a popular avatar for its time, and when people finally got more of their avatars that they wanted, eventually that would fall to the few who are kangaroos now, and it's still a really wonderful avatar. The reason I got to this avatar, its full name is a guardian spirit, but its short name is just Spirit, is that for me, I started playing Ori. Ori is the game that this avatar is inspired by. However, built differently to avoid Microsoft beating my ass. But was not just because it looked nice on me, because that's how I gave up a lot of avatars. They looked nice and they felt nice, and then that spark dies. Because I moved on to a lot of things. But this avatar stayed because Ori's story, its visual art, its care and love behind its work of music, all came together to make something beautiful. So beautiful, as a matter of fact, that it's replayable. And playing this game, these two games of Ori, I found a lot of clarity behind how I felt. I used to feel like a shapeshifter a lot. You know, for anyone who doesn't know, like a shapeshifter in terms of like for the furry fandom, it's like switching into a bunch of avatars that you can just do on a whim.
Yeah.
Like you could say my shape-shifting capabilities is that I can turn into a fox, I can turn into a deer, or I can turn into a bear. Like that kind of deal.
What is the let's do even better. And Bleusomme, so I follow a bit what you're doing, and like there is something that I really like watching is the Bleusomme show. Can you tell the people that don't know what it is, what is your show, the Bleusomme show, to end the video nicely on a very sweet note of fun and entertainment?
The Bleusomme show was initially just an idea. As with anything, really, your stuff should never have to be a full plan. It really can just be an idea, because eventually the Bleusomme show started off as one and became something a lot more interesting. The Bleusomme show is a zany, uncanny valley of entertainment that is all from here. Nothing that doesn't end up on from here is not from me. That's not the Bleusomme show. So anything that I'll make from that point forward, anything that is thought up or written down is an authentically the Bleusomme show. A way to make entertainment in my own special way. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of that has been really fun because I do it all by myself, like in terms of the thinking for this story. But of course I get help. People are really awesome when they just help out. That's what's great about viewer chat here, is that, you know, there will be people who are willing to help, and those people really save your skin of doing a little extra work.
This is why we love viewer chat. Look at that. We did this word I created this afternoon, and then we could record on it today. And then, I mean, this great things that happen in VR chat. You always have people motivated to create stuff, and it's great. It's my homosexual room. You can see it here. Literally, like, look at that. It smells like fox.
I know. Reeks. Really.
No, it smells great. My first it smells like vanilla, so actually I showered just before this, because for me it's pretty late, you know, like it's already close to midnight. I know for you it's like only the afternoon, but
oh well, I showered.
Guys, now that we actually went through the whole video, was the story number 4 the best? Because that's what I said at the beginning. I said the story number 4 is gonna be the best. Well, this was certainly less sussy video than when I talked with Monty for 1 hour. The foreskin stuff all the time, but that's okay. And then he dared me to make a cringe intro, as in like Mr. Beast video. Like, oh my god, in this video we're gonna give back 100 foreskin.
Don't let dogs suggest things.
No, but he's fine. He's a great dog.
I will admit, there are some of you dogs out there. Some of you are good boys.